Tuesday, February 25th edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Meteorologist Matthew East here with you. Let's begin with a look back at those highs from yesterday, all the way up to 66 degrees in Charlotte yesterday, 60 in Raleigh, Fayetteville hit 65, 58 in Greensboro, some 40s up in the mountains around Boone. Today's going to be cooler, everybody down into the 50s for highs, and we're kind of stepping our temperatures down further and further as we get deeper into this week. 35 degrees in Raleigh right now. These are 5 a.m. temperatures. 34 in Greensboro and Greenville, and 33 up in the mountains in Boone, 31 in Asheville. The radar fairly quiet around here. Now you go off to the north of us, a little bit of snow. Pretty light, Indiana, Ohio, into West Virginia, and then some rain showers in the Tennessee Valley, North Alabama, southern Tennessee, into North Mississippi, parts of Arkansas, and a lot of cloud cover with this next little piece of energy rotating our way. So I do think we see a lot more in the way of clouds here across the Carolinas today than what we saw yesterday, and we're watching that developing area of low pressure in the Gulf. Now you just look at that, you may think, hey, we're in good shape for some type of winter weather event. The problem, though, is there's not enough there to really generate any overly significant precip. We'll have some clouds today, and certainly a lot of clouds tonight as that low pressure lifts up the coast, but maybe a few flurries. That's going to be about it. Looks like the moisture is just very, very limited with this. Not enough to generate any significant precipitation. Cooler tomorrow, a lot of 40s for highs behind this departing system, and then a reinforcing shot of colder air looks to move in here for Thursday night and Friday. At this point, Friday looking like the coldest day of the week. Here's what it looks like on the GFS. Friday morning, that's pushing a low down to 20 in Greensboro and 19 degrees in Raleigh, with highs only in the upper 30s in those sites Friday afternoon. So again, it's pretty aggressive with that shot of cold air for Friday. And then the next system moves in. Here's what it looks like in the upper level chart. This is the vorticity chart off the GFS model. There it comes, that piece of energy rolling in here Saturday morning. And it would be cold enough for wintry precip. The problem, though, for winter weather fans continues to be limited moisture. Looks like, again, even with that one, the amount of precipitation might be relegated to a few hundredths of an inch. And that's going to be about it. So we'll keep an eye on that Saturday system. More significant system to you in here Monday and Tuesday. More on that in just a second. All right, so here's the European upper air chart for today. All the action off to the north of us. There comes your Saturday system, kind of dampening as it pushes in. But then a much more significant system tries to roll in early next week. And I'll show you some of the differences here in the modeling in just a second. There is Saturday on the European model. Now, very, very light precipitation. GFS slightly more aggressive, but still, again, we're talking hundredths of an inch of rain, maybe a tenth of an inch at most in terms of liquid equivalent, and it would be in the form of some snow in a good chunk of North Carolina, but again, it looks very, very light at this point. Now, you get out to next week. The European brings a big low pressure off to the north of us, and we get into the warm sector on Sunday night and Monday, so that's rain, maybe even some thunderstorms as that system pushes through. GFS also gets us into the warm sector, but is much slower. Monday's a dry day on the 0Z run of the GFS, with the main system not dropping in here until Tuesday, and that would be another thunderstorm potential setup on the GFS, followed by a big shot of colder air again by the middle to late portions of next week. So, you're looking at a scenario here where you have a pretty good area of high pressure that builds in here briefly over the weekend, but then it's completely eradicated by this low pressure and shoots us into the warm sector. We'll see. Sometimes the models erode that high pressure scenario too quickly, but at the moment, I'm not really in favor of any big winter weather threats around here with that early week system, but we will keep an eye on it. All right, that is it for today's edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day, and God bless.